What up guys, it is xbrownie and today we are doing, top 5 bronze attackers. So we're going to get straight in there with these players. Now I know what you're thinking, Slew, 91 pace, is he going to be up there in the top 5? Of course he is, he's going to be number 5 and he is an absolute beast. I mean 91 pace, 58 shooting, 59 dribble, lacking a bit. I would like it a bit better for those first touches as the striker, and he's lacking in the heading department and the passing, it's not amazing, and that's why he is 5th. But we know why he's in the top 5, it's because of that beautiful pace. Now he is probably the fastest striker, bronze of course, and he is pretty much just going to run into the box and nail them in. I've actually not used him yet, but I've played against him several times and he has come up trumps every time. The 58 shooting is really not telling the truth. His shooting is it fires into the back of that with vicious force, and I'm going to be thinking it's around, I think he's got 65 finishing as well, which adds to the general thing. Maybe his free kick actually is letting him down, and that is one thing you've got to be careful about, boys. Free kick actually does contribute to the overall stat, and if a person's got an amazing shot but they can't hit any free kicks in, it might sort of decrease the shot, but actually they've still got good finishing. So of course you're going to be looking around 15k for Jordan Slew. I think it's Jordan's, yeah, it's just Jordan Slew. I'm probably not going to get him because I prefer other players, but if you want somebody really that fast with decent shooting and 15k's worth, I don't know if he's worth that, but he's definitely in the top 5. Now number 4, we're going to move on to an unsung beast, boys. Now this guy, you probably won't have heard of him, and it's Obadeyi. Now you're thinking, who the bloody hell's this guy? Well, he plays for Rio Ave FC in the Liga Portuguesa, and this guy, in my opinion, is one of the top 4 strikers, and this is the reason why. He's played 24 games for me and he scored 21 goals. Now bearing in mind this is always against gold defenders and hold goal teams, taking on goals like goalkeepers, because I'm doing the seasons modes, and when do you ever come up against weak teams on that? I mean, I think I'm in Division 3 now, but it's hard against these full goal teams. I'm struggling a bit, but we're getting through there with this beastly player. So we're going to be looking at around 700. Buy it now is the cheapest one you can get him for, but I picked him up for 200 coins, and it's not rare to do that because not many people know about him. Let's have a look at his stats though, with the 77 pace, which feels a lot higher, about 83 to 85, 66 dribbling with those nice touches, and he can dribble fast defenders. I've noticed he can do that. 63 shooting, much higher than Slew on his 58, and this guy can hit it with force, and tasty 66 heading, which can help in and around the box. But this guy is an absolute tank. His strength is quite high. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but this guy can hold off a lot of plays at a time, so I'd recommend getting him even just for a filler, because he is just cheap and an utter beast. Now number 3, it's also another striker I've actually just picked up. You might have seen him here, but it is Ings. Now he plays for Burnley in the Championship, and as you can see straight away, he's got 87 pace, 64 dribbling, which is tasty, 54 shot, which it's not the best, but he has actually got the outside of the foot tray, I'm pretty sure, because I've had a few goals in the top corner using that, and 72 heading, and he's only 5'10", which is quite strange. To have 72 heading, for a bronze player, it's actually quite high. So bit surprising there, but he's an absolute beast. He's played 18 games for me, knocked in 13 goals, and he's been partnered up with Obadeyi very nicely. He's one of those players who you think he's gonna sort of lose the ball, but then he just keeps running on into the box, and he can set up plays. He's got the ability to hit it in the back of the net, and you'll be looking around 5 to 7k. I think the cheapest buy now was around 7k, 7.5k. Bit expensive, but I'd say he's worth it, considering that Slew is actually got 91 pace and he's 15k with a bit better shooting but not as good dribbling or heading. I think this guy's probably worth it more than Slew, but don't tell anyone, otherwise it'll increase in price. So number 2, we're actually going to be moving on an absolute beast as well, a player I'm going to be picking up in the next few days, and this is Westcarr. Now I loved Westcarr on FIFA 12. His 88 pace as he's still got here, and his amazing shooting. Not amazing finishing though, I have to say, did lack in a few areas, but with his good decent shooting, he had quite a lot of pace on it. He was the best striker for me in the English league, and he's returning again with his 88 pace, 61 dribbling, and tasty 68 heading. Sorry about that. And his 58 shooting, which is quite decent, you know. I've not actually been able to pick him up yet, but his price increased over the past few days. It was able to get him for about 9k buy it now a few days ago, and now you're probably going to be looking around 11k from, which has annoyed me because I didn't at the time have the money, and as you can see now I have 25k to spend on some beautiful English bronze players, and he is one striker I'd probably be picking up in the next few days. So you know, I'd say he's probably worth it because of my experience on FIFA 12, but you know, you can pick up Ings, who's the same sort of player, not as fast, only one pace less, bit better heading, not as good shooting, but you know, they're probably going to play the same, although westcarr might have a bit more strength, but as you know, Ings has got 72 heading, so we don't know. But number one, you might have seen him, you might have heard him before, and it is Trundle. Now, I've actually not played with him, but I've got the money and I'm going to be buying him in the next few days. And you know, there's a reason I put him in here, and you probably know the reason is that he's a 5-star skiller, the only bronze 5-star skiller. He's a striker and he plays at Preston North End. I bet you didn't expect that, boys, but yeah. 56 pace, which is quite slow. I might be moving him back to the CF position because my formation has that role. You know, 64 shooting, which is quite nice. Not sure what, you know, the highest stats are. I don't think he's going to be a free kick taker, but he's probably got nice finishing and nice, you know, shot power on it. 69 dribbling shows, you know, the 5-star skills, but you know, I don't know how close the ball's going to stay to him when he's doing those 5-star skills, when he pulls out, you know, the reverse elastic, Neymar hocus pocus, you know, all that sort of stuff. You know, not sure how he's going to fare with that, and you're probably going to be looking, the last one just sold, I saw, for 15.5k, and as you can see, beautiful 5-star skill moves there. He's actually left footed, but he's got 3-star weak foot, so that's not bad. So 15.5k was the last time, you know, bidding session I saw on him, and he's been decreasing in price. Originally I saw him about 22k, he's gone down to 20k, and now he's, you know, cheapest buy now is around 19k for him. And you know, I did see a CF one that I think I've still got in my list over here. Then I was actually looking, as you can see here, the 15.25k. I'm toying with it, boys. I don't know whether to get it or not because you know, he's not in the striker role. I don't know how much his price is going to decrease, but you know, he does look like a good CF player with those 5-star skills, going to be taking on those plays. So I might, even if I do get him, you know, for us in the striker role, might put him back to the CF role with a you know, position card, or just put him there and deal with the chemistry. So those are the top 5 strikers, and I'm going to tell a few of the notable exceptions from the list. Now we're probably going to see this guy here. It is Nubly, you know, ex West Ham. I think he's sold now. He's not on loan, but as you can see here, 80 pace, 63 dribbling, 62 shots, 68 heading, and the last one I actually saw went for 3k. But the thing is though, boys, not a lot of people know about him, so I did actually see one go for 750 the other day. You know, the cheapest buy now from is about 2.2k though. You're going to be looking around those prices, but if you know, wait for a bit, see what the prices differ, you can pick them up for quite cheap. Another one over here, as you can see, is Jervis. Now, as you can see, 79 pace, 64 dribbling, 52 shoot, which is quite low, and 60 heading. And as you can see, he's going to be sort of a backup there, you know, 400 coins, quite cheap for that sort of stats, but you know, he can definitely hit a few balls in the back of that. Another one here who's actually going to be selling for quite a bit is Graben. As you can see, 82 pace, 63 dribble, 63 shot, which is very nice, and 59 heading. So you know, he's probably going to be another player who I've actually played against, and he was very good on the ball with his dribbling. Now, you know, probably going to be picking him up for about 3 to 4k. I think his cheapest buy now was around that range, so you're going to be looking, you know, for a decent striker. I mean, there are obviously bigger strikers like this guy here, which is another great play. He probably would have made it into the top 7 if I made a top 7, because as you can see, he's got that 82 pace, which is tasty, but his shot was lacking for me, and I've not actually played with him compared to Ings, who has a bit better shot, bit slower but better heading. You know, I really wanted to put him in there because he'd have been a beast for me. But as you can see, Sinclair, he's actually been going for around 7.5k. Did see one go for 7.5k. As you can see here, what's 7.6k. But you know, he looks like a decent player. His price might decrease in the next few days. I'm not sure how popular he is compared to say westcarr and other players, but you know, See how it turns out. And McLeod, who is a good lad on FIFA 12, as you can see, 78 pace, 58 dribble, which is lacking a bit, 63 shooting and 63 heading. 63 shooting, which is tasty, and the 4-star weak foot and the 3-star skill moves, which you know are quite nice added there. And you can pick him up for really cheap there. Look, 600s, you know, get him for cheap there. And Dagnall, just another player who looks quite decent, pick him up for cheap, 150, absolute beast. And compare his stats to Nubler, there's hardly any difference there. 2 less pace, 1 less shooting, quite less heading though, and look at the price difference there. So you know, a lot of these players you can pick up for cheap, you know, if not a lot of people notice them. But as I've said, guys, pick this guy up now. He's an utter beast. Wouldn't be surprised if a few big YouTubers do videos on him, because he is absolutely amazing. Obadeyi, you know, he's not got the pace, but he's an utter beast. So hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. There was the top 5 midfielders I did the other day, which I hope you checked out, and the top 5 defenders will be coming up soon. So anyway, guys, it's been Expounding. I'll see you next time.